The stars were quiet that night. The giant human medical ship Aurora moved slowly across the dark space, like a lonely white whale swimming through an endless ocean. Inside the ship, most people were sleeping. Only a few lights were on in the medical wing, where Dr. Ethan Ward was working the late shift. Ethan liked the night shift. It was peaceful, calm, and silent. But he also knew that silence in space never lasted long. Something always happened. And that night, something did. A loud alarm suddenly echoed through the empty hallway. Unknown distress signal detected. Ethan straightened in surprise. Distress signals were common, but this one felt strange. The tone was different, older, almost broken. It sounded like someone far away crying for help. He walked to the communication screen. A small blinking red light showed the location of the signal, coming from a dying escape pod floating alone in the darkness. "Who's out there?" Ethan whispered. Before he could think, the ship's AI automatically pulled the escape pod into Aurora's docking bay. Ethan ran to the medical area, preparing emergency equipment. He didn't know who or what he would find. When the pod doors opened, cold mist escaped into the air. Inside it, he saw a figure. A girl. An alien girl. She was lying on the floor of the pod, unconscious. Her skin had a soft silver glow, her hair long and white like moonlight. Strange, glowing blue veins moved under her skin like tiny rivers of light. She looked young, maybe in her early 20s, but her beauty was otherworldly, fragile and powerful at the same time. Ethan's breath caught. He recognized her species from reports, Vanyari, a secretive alien race that rarely allowed humans to see them, let alone touch them. "Why are you here?" he whispered, gently lifting her into his arms. Her body was burning with fever. She was dying. Ethan rushed her to the medical table. Machines beeped in confusion. None of them could read her alien biology. Her pulse was weak, and her breathing was fading. "She doesn't have much time," Ethan said, panic rising in his chest. He grabbed tools, medicines, scanners, anything that might help. But nothing worked. Her biology was too different. Not another doctor walked in, shook his head, and said, "We can't save her. She's not human. Our equipment won't match. Let her go." Ethan looked at the alien girl again. Her face was peaceful, almost innocent. He didn't want to let her die. Something inside him refused. "No," he said firmly. "I'm not giving up." The other doctor frowned. "Ethan, this could be dangerous. We don't know anything about her species." Ethan didn't care. He felt something, a strange, heavy pull in his chest. Like he was meant to help her dot, he began mixing human medicine with alien samples from the pod. It was risky. It had no guarantee. But he kept moving, his hands steady. Her chest rose weakly, then dropped again. No, stay with me," Ethan whispered. He placed his hand gently over her heart and began a special resuscitation technique he had learned years ago. As he pressed down, her glowing veins suddenly reacted. The blue light rushed through her body like electricity. The machine started beeping wildly. Her eyes opened. Just for a moment, they were bright silver and full of light. She looked directly into Ethan's eyes, like she already knew him. Her lips moved. Ethan. She whispered. Ethan froze. How did she know his name? Before he could speak, she collapsed again, slipping into deep unconsciousness. But her heartbeat, it returned, slow, weak, but alive. Ethan stepped back, breathing hard. He had saved her. Somehow, he had crossed the boundary that no human doctor had ever crossed before. The other doctors stared at her glowing body and whispered, "What did you do?" Ethan didn't answer. He wasn't sure himself. A few minutes later, the ship's communication system lit up with a new incoming message. "Warning, Vanyari government transmission. Ethan turned toward the screen nervously. A tall, masked alien officer appeared. His voice was cold and sharp. You have one of ours. Return her immediately. Do not treat her. Do not touch her. Ethan felt a chill. Why were they so desperate to get her back? Why didn't they want her healed? This girl would have died, Ethan answered. We saved her. The officer's voice hardened. You are not meant to save her. You do not understand what you have done. The screen turned black. Ethan stood there, silent, thinking. Something was very wrong. Why would a species not want their own injured girl saved? He looked at her again. She was breathing softly, peacefully, her glowing veins slowly dimming. The air around her felt warm, like she was giving off a gentle light. Ethan gently placed a blanket over her. Who are you? He whispered. And why were you running? As he watched her sleep, he felt that this was just the beginning of something far bigger, something dangerous, something life-changing. And he knew one thing with certainty. His life would never be the same again. The medical wing of the Aurora was quiet, but Ethan could not rest. He kept checking the alien girl again and again. Every time he looked at her, he felt a strange mix of fear and responsibility. Her silver skin, her glowing veins, and the gentle rise of her breathing all told him one thing. She was alive because of him. The other doctors had left. The lights were dim. Only the soft hum of machines filled the room. Ethan stood beside her bed, reading the scanner. The device kept flickering like it was confused. Why don't you give a clear reading? Ethan muttered. The scanner showed something impossible. 3 heart signals. Not 1, not 2, 3. That can't be right, he whispered. Suddenly, the alien girl's fingers moved. Her hand twitched, then slowly relaxed. A moment later, her eyes opened again. This time longer. She blinked at the ceiling, then slowly turned her head toward Ethan. Her silver eyes were soft, but full of hidden pain. You saved me, she whispered, her voice weak but calm. Ethan pulled a chair and sat beside her. Who are you? What happened to you? For a moment, she did not answer. She looked at her glowing hands as if she was afraid of her own body. My name is Layara, she said slowly. I am Vanyari. Ethan nodded. I know, but why were you alone? Why was your escape pod damaged? Layara closed her eyes, breathing shakily. Because they wanted me dead. Ethan froze. Your own people? Lyra's eyes filled with fear. Yes. She tried to sit up, but winced in pain. Ethan helped her gently. You should rest, he said. But Lyra shook her head. You don't understand. Saving me, it is dangerous. For you, for your ship. Before Ethan could ask more, the door of the medical room slid open. Captain Myra walked in. She looked stressed, her uniform slightly wrinkled from rushing. Dr. Ethan, she said sharply. We received another message from the Vanyari. Layara tensed immediately, fear flashing in her eyes. What did they say? Ethan asked. Captain Mira sighed heavily. They demand we hand her over within 1 hour. They said she is a criminal. Layara gasped. No, I did nothing wrong. Please, don't send me back. They will kill me. Her voice broke. Ethan felt something twist inside his chest. Captain Myra watched them both carefully. Why would your own people kill you? Layara hesitated. Her glowing veins dimmed. Because I carry something they fear. Ethan leaned closer. What is it? Your scans show strange readings. Layara interrupted softly. My body is changing. And your touch, your treatment, changed it more. Ethan blinked, confused. My touch? Layara nodded. When you tried to save me, our energy linked. Vanyari are not supposed to mix with humans. It creates a dangerous bond. Captain Myra folded her arms. Explain. Liara swallowed hard. We Vanyari have a life bond. It only appears when someone saves us from death at great risk. The bond chooses. It cannot be stopped. You saved me, Ethan Ward, and now I am connected to you. Ethan felt stunned. Connected how? Liara looked away, embarrassed. Emotionally, biologically, spiritually. It is forbidden. It is impossible. But it happened. The air felt heavy, like a storm forming inside the room. Captain Mira stepped closer. Is that why your people want you dead? Liara nodded. Yes, a Vanyari connecting with a human is seen as a threat, a crime. They believe it could change our future. So they erase anyone who breaks the rule. Ethan felt anger rise inside him. So they want to kill you just because I saved you? That's insane. Liara looked at him sadly. Not insane. Our leaders fear anything that changes our bloodline. Ethan remembered the scanner's strange reading. 3 heart signals. He checked the device again. The strange lines were still there, pulsing softly. Liara. He began slowly. There's something else happening in your body. Liara looked frightened. I know. I feel it. Suddenly, alarms echoed across the ship. Warning. Vanyari ships approaching. They are armed. Captain Myra cursed under her breath. They didn't wait an hour. They want her now. Ethan stood up quickly. We can't hand her over. Not if they're trying to kill her. Captain Myra hesitated. If we refuse, they might attack us. Liara grabbed Ethan's hand suddenly. Her touch warm, glowing, trembling. Please, she whispered. Don't let them take me. The moment she touched him, Ethan felt something strange, a pulse of warmth spreading through his chest, like a heartbeat that was not his own. He looked into her eyes. I won't let them hurt you, he said softly. Lyra's eyes glowed faintly. The alarms got louder. The ship shook slightly as the Vanyari surrounded them. Ethan turned back to the captain. We need to hide her, now, and we need to prepare for the worst. Captain Myra gave a sharp nod. Follow me. As they rushed out of the medical wing, Liara whispered one final sentence, so quiet that only Ethan heard it. This bond will change everything. For both of us. Ethan didn't know what she meant, but the scanner still showed 3 heart signals, and none of them belonged to him. The hallway lights turned red as emergency. Alarms echoed through every corner of the Aurora. Ethan, Liara, and Captain Mira moved quickly through the narrow passageways, their footsteps mixing with the deep hum of the ship's engines. Outside the windows, the dark shape of 3 Vanyari warships glided into position like silent predators. Their blue energy cores glowed dangerously. They're ready to attack, Mira said, her voice tight. Liara looked terrified. Her glowing veins dimmed with fear. If they capture me, they will destroy everything inside me. Ethan didn't understand. What do you mean? Everything inside you? Liara pressed a hand over her stomach, her fingers trembling. My body, it changed during the rescue. Something new began. Something impossible. And they cannot allow that. Ethan felt a cold shock run through him. He remembered the scanner readings. 3 heart signals. A strange energy. And Lyra's sudden bond with him. But he pushed the thought away. It felt too unreal. Captain Mira led them into a locked storage room. She sealed the door from the inside and dimmed the lights. This room blocks energy scans, she said. They won't detect her here. Liara sat down on a small metal bench, breathing heavily as her veins glowed brighter. Ethan knelt in front of her. Liara, what's happening to your body? Tell me the truth." Her eyes filled with fear and sadness. "Ethan, when you saved me, my life bond triggered. Vanyari only formed that bond during near-death moments. But with a human, it should not happen. But it did." Ethan stayed quiet, listening. Lyara continued, voice trembling. "And because of that bond, my body began something new, something our species believed was impossible." She placed Ethan's hand gently on her stomach. Her skin was warm, too warm, and beneath Ethan's palm there was a faint pulse, soft but steady, a pulse that was not hers. Ethan's eyes widened. "Lyara, this feels like..." She nodded before he could finish. "Yes, a second life. A hybrid life. A life created between us." Ethan froze. The air left his lungs. A child? A hybrid? Their bond created a living being? Captain Myra whispered, shocked. "This is bad. If the Vanyari learn there is a hybrid child, they won't stop at attacking the ship. They will start a war." Lyara looked down, tears in her glowing eyes. "Vanyari bodies cannot create life with other species. Our leaders said it was forbidden by nature. But the bond changed that. It connected my energy with yours. This child is proof that our worlds can mix." Ethan felt overwhelmed, but he forced himself to stay calm. Lyara needed him. Lyara, why would they kill you for this? Lyra's voice broke softly. "Our leaders believe a hybrid child would destroy the purity of our race. They think it will end our identity. They would rather kill me and the child than allow this truth to exist." The room went silent. The alarms outside still echoed, but inside, everything felt still, and heavy. Captain Mira stepped forward. "We need evidence. Ethan, run her scan again, but here, where they can't detect it." Ethan nodded. There was a portable scanner in the storage room. He brought it to Lyara. She hesitated before letting him place the device on her stomach. The screen flickered. Static. Light. A reading appeared, a small glowing shape, pulsing gently. Ethan swallowed hard. There it is. A developing life form. Hybrid energy signature. Strong. Lyara closed her eyes. "I can feel it growing inside me. Fast. Faster than a normal Vanyari child." Mera stared at the screen. "If this child is real, it could become the most important being in the galaxy." Lyara whispered, "Or the most hunted." Before they could speak more, the ship shook violently. A blast hit the Aurora's hull. The lights flickered. "They fired on us." Myra shouted. Ethan pulled Lyara closer as another blast shook the ship, sending dust falling from the ceiling. "Captain, we can't stay here," Ethan said. "They'll board the ship soon." Myra nodded. "We need to reach the escape hangar." "But they'll expect that." Lyara clutched Ethan's arm. "There is a place they will not look. The old cargo tunnels. They are dark and abandoned." Myra frowned. "Those tunnels aren't on the main map." "You know them?" Lyara nodded. "I memorized the Aurora's layout while I was awake. I had to be prepared." Ethan stared at her in surprise. Even injured, half-conscious, and terrified, she had analyzed the ship like a strategist. Mira made a quick decision. "All right. We use the tunnels." She opened the door slowly. The hallway was empty, but shaking as more blasts hit the hull. They moved quickly, following Lyra's directions. Every corner felt dangerous. Every vibration felt like the enemy arriving. When they reached the entrance to the cargo tunnels, Lyara stopped. Her breathing grew heavy. "Ethan," she whispered. He turned immediately. "What's wrong?" Lyara leaned against the wall, her veins glowing fiercely. "The child," she whispered. "It is growing faster, reacting to the danger." Ethan placed a hand on her back. Stay strong. I'm here. Layara looked into his eyes, voice soft and scared. You saved my life. And now, inside me, there is a life connected to you. That life is changing me. And if the Vanyari find out, they will not stop. They will chase us across the stars. The tunnel lights flickered. Heavy footsteps echoed behind them. Boarding troops entering the hallway. Myra's voice grew sharp. They're here. Move. Layara grabbed Ethan's hand as they ran into the darkness of the cargo tunnels. Behind them, the hunters were coming. Ahead of them, the unborn hybrid child pulsed with growing power. And Ethan finally understood. Saving Layara wasn't the beginning of a rescue. It was the beginning of a war. The cargo tunnels of the Aurora were dark, cold, and silent. Long pipes ran across the ceiling, dripping condensation. The floor was dusty, untouched for years. Only small maintenance lights glowed faintly, giving the tunnels a ghostly look. Ethan held Lyra's hand tightly as they moved deeper underground. Behind them, distant metallic footsteps echoed. Vanyari boarding soldiers searching the ship. Captain Mira walked ahead, her rifle held steady. Her eyes scanned every corner. Stay close. They know we're somewhere on this level. Lyra's glowing veins lit the darkness around her like soft blue fire. But the glow made her easier to track. Mira noticed it too. Lyra, can you dim the light? Lyra tried. Her body flickered, the glow fading for a moment, then returning brighter. I cannot, she whispered. The child inside me. Its energy is rising. I cannot control it. Ethan moved to her side. Then we'll hide it another way. He grabbed an old thermal blanket from a storage rack and wrapped it around her. It wasn't perfect, but it dimmed the glow enough to move without being seen from far away. Lyra gave him a small, grateful look. Thank you. Myra checked her wrist communicator. We don't have much time. The Vanyari troops already sealed the upper decks. They're moving room by room. Ethan frowned. How many soldiers? 2 squads at least, Mira whispered. Enough to capture the entire ship if they want. Lyra trembled. Her voice was soft. They will not stop. They believe I carry a threat to our species. To them. The child is dangerous. Ethan squeezed her hand. Then we protect both of you. Whatever it takes. They moved further into the tunnels. The metal walls shook as another blast hit the Aurora's hull. Dust rained down on their heads. They're trying to disable the engines, Mira said. If the engines stop, they'll board the ship fully. Ethan glanced at Lyra, who was breathing heavily and leaning against the wall. We need to hurry. Lyra closed her eyes in pain. Something is happening inside me. The child is reacting to the stress. My body is burning. Ethan knelt and examined her. Her glowing veins brightened again, spreading across her neck and arms like living stars. Your temperature is rising, Ethan said. We need to cool you down, or your energy will overload. Suddenly, a loud metallic clang echoed not far away. Myra raised her rifle. Someone's in the tunnel. She motioned for them to hide behind a stack of abandoned metal crates. They crouched low as footsteps approached. 3 dark figures appeared at the tunnel entrance. Their armor shimmered with Vanyari energy. Their helmets glowed blue. One of them spoke, his voice sharp and cold. The hybrid signature is close. Spread out. Do not let the girl escape. Lyra's hand tightened around Ethan's. Mira whispered, we can't stay here. But moving would expose them. The enemy was too close. Ethan took a slow breath. I'll distract them. You take Lyra and run. Lyra grabbed his sleeve, panic in her eyes. No, if you go alone, they will kill you. Ethan gave her a small smile. I'll be fine. I just need to buy you a minute. Myra whispered harshly. Doctor, Are you insane? You're not a soldier. I don't need to fight, Ethan said quietly. Just lead them the wrong way. Before they could stop him, Ethan stepped out from behind the crates. The Vanure soldiers reacted instantly. There! One shouted, "Energy weapons charged." Ethan lifted his hands. Wait, I'm unarmed. The lead soldier aimed at him. Where is the girl? Ethan forced a calm voice. She ran toward the engine section. You're wasting time here. Two soldiers rushed past him, heading in the opposite direction. But the third soldier, the tallest one, did not move. He stepped closer, his voice cold. Humans lie. And your energy. It carries her trace. Ethan's heart pounded, but before the soldier could attack, the tunnel lights flickered violently. A wave of blue energy rushed through the air, coming from behind the crates. Era. Her body glowed like a star. Her eyes shined silver. The energy from her veins swirled around her like living light. The tall soldier turned sharply. The hybrid energy. Liara stepped forward, shaking but determined. Stay away from him, she whispered. The soldier raised his weapon. Liara lifted her hand, and a burst of pure energy shot out, blasting the soldier back into a wall. His armor cracked. Sparks flew. Ethan stared in shock. He had never seen anything like it. Liara collapsed to her knees immediately after. I cannot control it. It is the child, protecting us. Myra rushed to her side. We need to move, now. Before the stunned soldier could recover, they fled deeper into the tunnels. The air grew colder, the space narrower. Pipes hissed around them. Finally, Mira found a maintenance hatch. She forced it open. Behind it was a small emergency launch corridor. This leads to the medical transport shuttle, Mira said. We take it and escape the ship. Ethan helped Liara through the hatch. She leaned on him, exhausted. The child. She whispered weakly. Its power is growing. Too fast. Ethan held her tightly. I won't let anything happen to you. Or the child. As Myra sealed the hatch behind them, the Vanari soldiers finally reached the tunnel they had escaped from. Their voices echoed behind the metal walls. Find them. The girl must not leave the ship. The hybrid must be destroyed before it is born. Ethan lifted Liara into his arms and carried her toward the shuttle. Outside, the engines roared as the Vanyari ships prepared for another attack. Inside, the hybrid child pulsed with bright, living energy. And the chase had only just begun. The night around the human colony hospital was quiet. But inside Dr. Alex's room, there was no peace at all. Lyra sat beside him, holding his hand tightly, praying he would wake up soon. Her silver eyes were full of fear. She kept replaying the moment when their shuttle was attacked. She kept hearing that strange signal that jammed the controls. She kept seeing Alex collapsing after saving her. Lyra knew something was wrong, something bigger than the council had told her. Ryan stood near the window, watching the sky. His mind was racing. This was not an accident, he said at last. Lyra looked up. You think someone attacked us on purpose? Ryan nodded slowly. The energy signature around the wreckage. It was not from any known outlaw group. It felt controlled, organized. Lyra's heart tightened. But why target Alex? Why target a doctor? Ryan turned to her. They were not targeting him. They were targeting you. Lyra froze. For the first time, she felt the cold truth wrap around her like ice. Deep inside her body, the child she carried moved faintly half-human, half-Viridian. A child that had never existed in the galaxy before. A child that many might fear, and many might want to destroy. Alex wakes. Just then, Alex groaned softly. Lyra rushed close, touching his face gently. Alex, can you hear me? His eyes opened slowly, tired but alive. "Lyra," he whispered. "Are you okay? Is the baby okay?" She almost cried hearing that. Even half-conscious, he thought of her and the child first. "We're fine," she whispered. "You saved us again." Alex tried to sit up, but pain shot through his shoulder. "What happened? Did the council find anything?" Ryan stepped forward. "Doctor, we believe the attack was not random. Someone wanted the shuttle destroyed." Alex stared at him. "But why?" Before Ryan could answer, the door opened and Colonel Mara stepped in. Her sharp eyes scanned everyone, and her jaw was tight with worry. "Dr. Alex," she said, "you need to know something important. The signal that disabled your shuttle, it was traced." Alex waited. Lyra held her breath. Ryan stood ready. Colonel Mara took a slow breath. "It came from inside the human colony." Alex felt his chest tighten. "Someone here tried to kill us?" "Yes," Mara said. "But we don't know who yet. Someone with high-level access." Lyra shivered. Her hand moved protectively over her stomach. Alex put his hand over hers. "We'll keep you safe, no matter what." The secret message later that night, after the colonel left, Alex drifted into a light rest. Lyra was still awake when a soft beep came from Ryan's wrist device. Ryan frowned. "Strange. I'm receiving an encrypted signal." Lyra stood. "From whom?" Ryan opened the hologram. It flickered with static. A shadowy figure appeared, covered in a hood, voice disguised. "Listen carefully," the figure said. "You're in danger. The child must be protected. They know about it. They are coming for you." Lyra felt her heartbeat speed up. "Who is coming?" But the figure continued as if unable to hear her. "There is a traitor working inside your colony. Someone close. Someone with access to your records." Ryan stiffened. "Who are you?" The hologram crackled again. "You don't have much time. Leave the medical sector before sunrise. Trust no one. Not even." The message cut off. Silence filled the room. Lyra swallowed hard. "Not even who?" What were they about to say? Ryan shook his head. "We don't know. But they said the traitor is close." Lyra's eyes widened. "Alex's medical reports. His records. And my pregnancy data. All stored here." Ryan nodded. "Someone inside the system knows about your child." Lyra felt a cold fear move through her whole body. Alex learns the truth a few minutes later. Alex woke again. Lyra explained everything quickly. The hologram, the warning, the traitor inside the colony. Alex's face darkened with worry and anger. "They want to harm the baby?" "We don't know what they want," Ryan said. "But they clearly don't want this child to exist." Alex took Lyra's hand. "Then we leave tonight." Lyra blinked. "But Alex, you're hurt. And where will we go?" "To the old research outpost," he said. "It's abandoned. No one will look for us there." The plan made sense, but fear still wrapped around Lyra's heart. The escape begins. Ryan left to prepare a transport vehicle, while Alex slowly changed into fresh clothes. Lyra helped him stand, supporting him gently. As they walked out of the hospital room, the hallway lights flickered strangely. Alex frowned. "That's odd." Lyra looked around nervously. "Alex, let's go quickly." But then, far down the hallway, they heard footsteps. Slow, heavy, purposeful. Alex whispered, "Someone's coming." Lyra tightened her grip on his arm. "Is it the traitor?" Alex did not answer. Ryan rushed back, eyes sharp. "We need to move now." He guided them down a side corridor. Behind them, the footsteps grew louder. And then a cold metallic voice echoed through the hall. "Target located." Lyra froze. Alex pulled her close. Ryan stepped forward. activating his stun weapon. Run? I'll hold them off. The metallic voice echoed again from the dark hallway. Target located. Proceed. The sound sent a chill through Lyra's entire body. She held Alex's arm tightly, her heart beating faster and faster. Alex could feel her fear, and even though his injured shoulder hurt badly, he pulled her closer. Lyra, he whispered. Stay behind me. Ryan stepped forward, placing himself between the threat and the couple. His face was calm, but his eyes were sharp and ready for battle. I'll cover you both. Move now. Alex nodded. Let's go. Ryan opened the side emergency door and pushed them through it. The corridor outside was narrow, dim, and empty. The cold blue lights flickered, giving the place an eerie feeling, as if the building itself was holding its breath. Lyra whispered, What is that voice? Who is coming for us? Ryan answered in a low tone, A security drone. But not one from our colony. Someone hacked it, or built a new one. Alex's jaw tightened, and they sent it for Lyra and our child. Behind them, the footsteps became sharper and quicker. Those were not human footsteps. They sounded metallic, heavy, and precise. The enemy was close. A deadly pursuit Ryan guided them through another hallway. We need to reach the transport bay. The vehicle is ready. Alex held Lyra's hand as they hurried. His breathing was heavy from the injury, but he didn't stop. Suddenly, a laser beam shot past them, burning a hole into the wall. Lyra gasped. Alex spun around to see a tall, dark-armored drone at the end of the corridor. Its glowing red sensor eye locked onto them. Ryan fired his stun weapon, but the drone blocked the energy bolt with a shield. It's too strong. Ryan shouted, Go, go. He pushed Alex and Lyra forward as the drone advanced. Another laser beam shot out, this time hitting Ryan's arm. He grunted in pain, but didn't slow down. Don't stop. I'm fine. Lyra looked back with panic. Ryan, you're hurt. Ryan gritted his teeth. I've had worse. They turned a corner and reached a service elevator. Ryan slammed his hand on the control panel. The doors opened slowly, too slowly. The drone's footsteps came closer. The red light grew brighter. Alex whispered, Hurry, hurry. The doors finally opened. Ryan pushed them inside and hit the lowest level. The doors shut just as a laser beam struck them, leaving a glowing scar across the metal. Inside the elevator, Lyra leaned against Alex, shaking. They won't stop. They really want the baby. Alex wrapped his arms around her. I won't let anything happen to you or our child. I promise. Revelations in the dark, the elevator hummed as it descended. Ryan leaned against the wall, clutching his wounded arm. But his eyes stayed alert. Someone powerful is behind this, he said. Someone with access to military tech. Alex nodded. And someone who knows Lyra is pregnant. Lyra whispered, But why? Why is our child so dangerous to them? Ryan hesitated, then spoke quietly. There is an old rumor. A prophecy told on several planets. Alex frowned. Prophecy? Ryan nodded. It speaks of a hybrid child, half human, half alien. A child who could unite different species, or destroy the balance of power. Lyra stared at him. Are you saying our baby? Is that child? No one knows if the prophecy is real, Ryan replied. But some people fear it. They fear what such a child could become. They fear change. Alex held Lyra's hands tightly. Then they're trying to stop the future. Lyra whispered, voice trembling. And we are fighting to protect it. The elevator doors opened. A desperate escape, they stepped into the underground level dark, cold and filled with old machinery. Ryan guided them through the shadows toward the transport bay, but as they approached the large metal doors, Alex stopped. Ryan, If the traitor is inside the colony, won't they know our escape route? Ryan paused. Maybe, but this transport bay is old. It's rarely used. I disabled the tracking system. Just as Ryan touched the control panel, a loud explosion shook the walls. The drone had found another route down. Dust rained from the ceiling. Lyra grabbed Alex's hand. It's coming. Ryan pushed the door open. In, now. Inside the bay, a small armored transport vehicle waited. Engine running. Lights dimmed. Alex helped Lyra inside, then climbed in after her. Ryan jumped into the driver's seat, but before he could close the door, metal hand grabbed the frame. The drone pulled itself into view. Its core lit up bright red, preparing a lethal shot. Ryan yelled, "Hold on." He slammed the door shut just as the laser fired. The beam struck the side of the vehicle, leaving a glowing mark, but not cutting through. Ryan hit the acceleration. The vehicle shot forward, smashing through the half-open exit gate. Behind them, the drone tried to follow, but got stuck in the narrow opening. Sparks flying. For a moment, it was trapped. Lyra exhaled shakily. We escaped. For now. Alex held her close. We're safe. But only until they send the next one. Ryan's face was shadowed with worry. No, he said. This is just the beginning. They won't stop. And the real enemy hasn't shown themselves yet. The transport sped into the night, leaving the burning lights of the colony behind. But danger was not gone. It was following them and waiting ahead. The transport raced through the dark wasteland outside the colony. The sky was filled with heavy clouds, and the wind pushed dust across the empty ground. Inside the vehicle, Lyra held Alex's hand tightly, her breathing shaky but calm enough to think. Alex looked at her with worry. Are you okay? She nodded slowly. Just tired. And scared. They're hunting us, Alex. They won't stop. Ryan kept his eyes on the road, but his voice was firm. We will reach the old research outpost soon. It has shields strong enough to hide you for a while. Alex looked through the window. But hiding forever isn't the answer. We need to know who wants to destroy our child. Ryan nodded. And we will find out. Arrival at the outpost 20 minutes later. The small, abandoned research outpost appeared in the distance. A dark structure built into a rocky hill. Once it was used for studying alien plants, but now it was empty and forgotten. Perfect for hiding. Ryan parked the vehicle and helped Alex and Lyra inside. The corridors were dusty, but the power still worked. Faint lights flickered on. This place is safe, Ryan said. No one has used it for years. Lyra touched her stomach gently. Good. The baby needs quiet. Alex helped her sit on an old bench. For a moment, everything felt still. But that peace lasted only a few seconds. Ryan's scanner beeped. Alex tensed. What is it? Ryan checked the display. His face turned pale. Something just entered the area, landing nearby. Lyra's eyes widened. Another drone? Ryan shook his head slowly. No, a ship. Alex stood quickly. Whose ship? Before Ryan could answer, a deep humming sound filled the air. Then the outpost doors blew open. The mastermind revealed a tall figure stepped inside, wearing a long black uniform with silver armor. His eyes glowed faintly blue, like someone enhanced by illegal tech. His presence filled the room with cold authority. Ryan whispered, Commander Vrax. Alex had heard the name. A powerful leader from a secret human Division 1 that hated alien-human alliances. Lyra felt her heart sink. Why are you doing this? Commander Vrax walked forward slowly. You already know why. Alex stepped in front of her protectively. Your drone tried to kill us. It failed, Vrax said calmly. This child cannot be allowed to exist. A hybrid this strong. It will change everything. Alex clenched his fists. Change is not a reason to murder. Vrax stared at Lyra. That prophecy. The one your people whisper about. A child who can unite species or destroy them? He stepped closer. I will not allow a future where humans bow to aliens. Lyra trembled. Our child is not a weapon. Vrax raised his hand. A glowing charge formed a killing blow. Alex stepped in front of Lyra. Ryan raised his weapon, shouting, "No!" But before Vrax could fire, the entire outpost shook. Blast hit the ground outside Dot. Then a voice echoed through the valley. "Commander Vrax." "Stand down." Everyone turned. From the smoke outside, a sleek Viridian ship descended. Blue lights glowed across its surface. The ship landed softly, and several Viridian guards stepped out, led by a tall woman with silver skin and glowing eyes. Lyra gasped. Ambassador Seraine. She was one of the highest Viridian leaders. Seraine stepped inside, her gaze sharp and unafraid. "Commander, your actions violate every treaty." Vrax narrowed his eyes. "The treaties don't matter. That child is a threat." Seraine raised her staff. "Touch that child, and you face both the Viridian Empire and the Human Council." Alex stared. "The Human Council knows?" Seraine nodded. "Not all of them, but enough. There are humans who want peace, Alex. Not everyone shares Vrax's fear." Vrax growled. "You think you can stop me?" "Yes," Seraine said calmly. Dot. She tapped her staff on the ground. A pulse of energy swept across the room, disabling Vrax's suit. His glowing eyes dimmed. He collapsed to one knee. Ryan moved quickly, securing him with energy cuffs. Alex exhaled in relief. Lyra closed her eyes. Holding Alex's hand, they were safe, for now. The future begins with Vrax captured. Seraine approached the couple. "Your child is important," she said gently. "Not because of any prophecy, but because he represents hope, a bridge between worlds." Lyra's eyes filled with tears. "But people like Vrax will always try to stop us." Seraine smiled softly. "Some will fear the future, but many will fight for it." Alex put his arm around Lyra. "What happens now?" Seraine looked at them with calm certainty. "You will come with us. We have a safe place for you, far from enemies." Ryan nodded. "I'll go with you too. I promise to protect them." Alex looked at Lyra. She nodded. Double quotes, "Yes," she whispered. "Let's go." They walked together toward the Viridian ship, leaving the outpost behind. Lyra held her stomach. The baby inside kicked softly, alive and full of promise. Alex kissed her forehead. "Our child is going to change the galaxy." Lyra smiled. "And we will protect him." As the ship rose into the starry sky, leaving the world below, Alex and Lyra held each other tightly. Their story was not ending. It was only beginning.